Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Lenovo Yoga 9i Gen 8 for 2023. Now, the most important element of what I'm about to unbox, and by the way, this was sent over by Lenovo for review purposes, is that we have Intel's 13th gen processor under the hood. Beyond that, the Gen 7 that I covered last year, which I think is still one of, if not the best 2-in-1 on the market presently, is still an excellent machine. You can still pick this up, and I would keep my eye out for sales for this machine because while I'm expecting better performance out of the 13th gen processor that I'm about to take out of the box, I'm not expecting it to destroy the previous generation from a performance standpoint. And since we know the look is going to be pretty much the same, just something I wanted to point out. And of course I will be comparing them. So let's get this thing out of the box. Again, this just arrived today, and I'm excited to share it with all of you. It was already opened up here at the top by Lenovo for the review unit. That's not incredibly unusual. First thing out of the box right here that I'm just pulling out of this sleeve, as you can see, is the power brick. And let's see what we've got here. I'm going to put that down and get the box out of the way. For those of you wondering about specs, this machine has, again, an Intel 13th gen Core i7 processor, more efficient than the previous generation. At least that is what I'm expecting. And we've got 16 gigs of DDR5 RAM. Let's see if I can pull it out from the other side here. I know everyone's looking for a different reveal angle. I think it's a 0.5 terabyte NVMe, and this is a 14-inch 2-in-1 with a 90 hertz OLED panel that is 2800 by 1800 res. Last year, again, this machine had two versions, so I'm expecting we'll see the same with this. And this was the 4K model, so I won't be shocked if Lenovo launches a 4K version of this. In terms of pricing, and by the way, if I can, I'll include a link in the description, but this isn't really available yet. I think we're looking at a starting point of a little under $2,000. But remember, it's a Lenovo, and like all computers over time, it will go on sale. It will become more affordable. So power brick, let's start there. This appears to be, well, there it is, a 100-watt power brick, which I'm not shocked. I saw something similar with another Lenovo machine. Generally speaking, they do throw 65-watt chargers in there, but nothing wrong with that. Always good for other devices if you have them and can use it. We get a sleeve, which, you know, is a nice thing. Not the first time Lenovo's doing this, and I'm happy to see that. And it should have a spot for the pen as well, as you can see right there. And let's get this thing out of the box. Again, it's going to be very similar to the previous generation, but you know, some key improvements do exist. Let's see if there's anything else in here. There is our pen and some instructions. Now the pen, I'm expecting also, yep, pretty much we're looking at the same pen from the previous generation, at least to my knowledge. Some replacement tips are included. Let's go ahead and move this aside and get a look at this machine finally. I'm going to get rid of the sleeve too. And, you know, this is going to be really about, you know, do you want to have the latest version of this machine? And I think there are certainly benefits to having that. No question about it. Now you can see we've got a different color here. I believe this is their oatmeal color, which it looks very similar to the old mica, which, you know, is basically a matte silver, if you will, kind of like a pewter finish. For those of you that are familiar. And just as a side-by-side, very quickly, and these do weigh in, as far as I know, the same. You can see that color difference. Again, this is the Gen 7 on the right, Gen 8 on the left. So let me go ahead and open this up, take a look at the machine. I will introduce you to, well, everything I'm being introduced to. We're greeted at first glance here, as you can already see, by the layout guide. Yoga already populating. I didn't even hit a power button, so that's interesting. And these machines are, again, ready for review. I'm assuming someone else reviewed this already, most likely, since it was not a sealed machine. But you can see they're letting you know, use that AC adapter for your first boot cycle. System will update. I mean, I think it's good that they do this. We have a 1080p camera at the top. Same features as last year, so if you want to defocus the background blur, we have a dedicated button. Smart power switcher, so if you want to go through different power profiles, you can. The audio switch, because remember, the 9i, it pretty much has the best audio of any laptop on the market. So even the Fruit company. So this is something that if you care about audio performance, even if you don't care about the touchscreen or the 2-in-1 capability, highly recommend this machine if you care about audio performance again. But it really checks every box. Of course, a backlit keyboard, all that good stuff. Your color mode, fingerprint scanner right there on the right side. I'm looking if there's anything else. Still the same like hotkeys essentially that, function plus the space bar is going to change the levels of brightness on your backlighting. One thing I can already tell you is that the contrast with this color in particular, not going to be as good as a darker color for the backlighting contrast on the key prints so that you can actually identify what you're looking at. And then also, of course, function plus Q still will cycle the power modes, but you can now do that with that dedicated button. So I'm not even sure why they're pointing that out. Other things you need to know about this machine. Remember, we've got, as I mentioned, a 14-inch panel, 2880 by 1800 res, 90 hertz, which I think is a nice sweet spot. But if you want more battery life, just drop it down to 60 hertz. And for some of you, you won't care. For me personally, I would rather use this at 90 hertz since every display I look at is either 120 or higher these days, from phones to laptops to desktops. It's just, what you become accustomed to. It's kind of hard to go back. But the display looks fantastic right now at first glance. I do not see there is a privacy shutter. Wow, that is the tiniest privacy shutter I've seen to date. But it also could just be the way it's blending into the black trim on the lip there of the bezel. Keyboard looks the same. Trackpad, huge as usual. You heard that one? As usual. I made it hugual. Really nice trackpad. It's a nice machine. This is one of those machines that if it's in your budget, and I'm really referring to the previous gen since it's the first time I'm touching this one driven by the 13th Gen i7, it's just easy for me to recommend this because it's very much in just about every department an amazing piece of hardware, and aesthetically, cosmetically, that's the same thing, a little redundant. You can see that, but the keyboard, pretty much seems the same, which is a good thing. Let's take a look at all of the ports, and also don't forget, of course, this is the beauty, if you care about it, of having that 360 is that you go into tent mode, you can go into content consumption mode. I mean, it's tablet mode, it's whatever you want it to be. And that's what's really nice about a lightweight, well-built machine like this that has one of the best displays in the business and then also has some of the best audio out there. Now, this would be, just to make sure I'm not losing it, the right side of the machine. Let's just take a quick look. Your power button, I'll do this in the other orientation. I don't want to make everybody nuts that they're looking at this from an odd angle. So now with the machine closed, we'll start on the right side. We've got our power button. Then we've got a Type-C port. Now this is not a Thunderbolt port for those of you that are wondering. And then a headphone microphone combo jack. It appears, I don't know if that's ventilation, but remember we do have speakers all over the place on this. It's not just the sound bar, which that soundbar hinge is still one of the best developments, I think, for any laptop on the market. In terms of upgradability, I haven't cracked this open or done heavy research, but if it's anything like the previous generation, RAM is soldered. That I already know. I think the Wi-Fi card, which is Wi-Fi 6E, for those of you that are wondering, is also soldered. And the NVMe that's in here, since this is a 13th gen processor, thankfully Lenovo did put a high-performance drive in here. We are going to have a Gen 4 drive, so I expect really good read and write performance from that. In terms of the left side of the machine, that's where the Thunderbolt action is. So you've got a Type A USB port right there. Try to bring that into focus as best I can. Then we've got the two Thunderbolt ports. Those are full functioning. That's also how you're going to charge the machine. I do wonder if you can charge it, though, through the Type-C as well, and we're going to find out. But really nice. In terms of the front finish, you do have that little lip, but this part does stick out a little bit, kind of like an underbite, if you will. So the ability to grab it you can still do it, but when you get to about that point is where it will lift the bottom. So for anyone who's hung up on can we open it with a single hand, now you have your answer. But really nice machine. I don't think that anyone's going to be disappointed with it. Again, my only real commentary as I hit my old A7R2 there is, are we going to see a big enough performance gap between this and the previous generation for me to easily recommend the additional premium you'll be paying over this as the 9i Gen 7 gets phased out effectively. Remember, also Iris Xe graphics here, so from a gaming standpoint, not that this is designed for gaming, you're not going to really see any improvement at all. It's literally going to be the same performance, but remember, with Thunderbolt connectivity, you can always hook this up to an eGPU. I have one here in-house, so we may end up doing a test for those of you that are curious. But really nice machine, and I think it does promise to be, yet again, pretty much the king of the hill. Not that I don't love some Spectre goodness as well, but ever since this redesign and bringing the OLED to the table, Lenovo really hasn't looked back. So this is essentially just a solid refresh. Nothing wrong with that when you've done a complete redesign last year. One thing I will say that I've already noticed, fingerprints, not really collecting here, but on here, yes. I mean, this still does a pretty good job, but you can see instantly there's like no impact from my clams. At any rate, hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button. And as usual, please feel free to subscribe and please stay safe. Later.